these trying times of doubt, one may question, what can I do?
Incoming! Floater incoming!
No, coming now!
Oh, where am I?
You washed up.
Sorry?
Welcome to the island of discarded women, my friends.
I used to be somebody. Are you that woman on the radio?
Your island job is peladora de papas.
Sorry, what?
Potato peeler. 87% match for your skills.
Okay, that's not... Anyway, what is the second best match then?
Host of the Island Podcast.
Are you kidding me? No, see, that's me. That's perfect for me. That's...
Ba-ba-do-do-do-do, ba-ba-do-do-do-do, ba-ba-do-do-do-do. I love shining with you.
Hey.
Hi, Sue.
No Kings 3, baby.
Yes, big deal here in Minnesota. Yes.
Hello, Jane, Joan, Bernie, Bruce.
I mean, 200,000 people at the Capitol is amazing.
Oh, it is. That is literally 5.3% of the population of the Twin Cities.
Oh, whoa. Wait. Okay,
Yes.
wait. Sue,
Wait.
how do you know that?
AI.
Oh.
I mean, AI did the math for me, okay?
Okay.
I mean, so the population of the Twin Cities is 3.75 million people.
Okay.
So 200,000 is 5.3% of those people.
Wait, but the
What?
200,000 were just at the rally at the Capitol.
True.
You know, there were rallies all over the metro area and the state.
True.
Lots of them.
Yes.
Big ones.
True.
So, a lot more than 200,000 people were rallying in Minnesota.
Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. So let's look at it this way.
Okay.
Okay, so the entire population of Minnesota is 5.8 million people.
Again, how do you know these things? Like, that's
AI
weird.
Day, AI. It's actually good for a few things.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So, going with the crowd size at the Capitol, right? The 200,000 people. That would be 3.45% of the entire population of this state.
Okay.
And they say that if 3.5% of the population of a country or a state or whatever protests nonviolently against an authoritarian government, that government is likely to fall from power.
Okay. All right, but who says that? AI does?
No, that wasn't AI. That is political scientists. They figured this out.
Okay.
It's called the 3.5% rule. So the 200,000 just at the Capitol, equaling 3.45% of the entire state of Minnesota, is awfully darn close to that 3.5% rule.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
So what do you think about that, Mr. What do you think about that, Mr. Tom Emmer? Huh? Mr. Big Shot Tom Emmer? Oh, you know what I heard, Tom? I heard there was a huge turnout in Chaska, very near your office on Saturday. Hundreds, maybe it was thousands of
Or
people.
even millions.
I think it was millions of people.
Yeah.
Millions of people, and they were very pissed off at you, Tom. So it looks like a lot of people in your state don't like what you and your buddies are doing.
He's not listening, Sue.
No, I know, but he sure likes to stand up there behind Mike Johnson like he's a big man in charge. Like he's a big, tall man. You know, like that woman in that... Like he's a big, tall man. He's a big, tall man. He's a badass man. He's a big, tall man. That video went viral, didn't it?
Yeah,
right?
wait. Okay,
Yeah.
Didn't Jimmy Kimmel or The Daily Show turn her thing into like a rap song or one of those songs?
Yes, they did. Hilarious. And she became known as the big and tall man lady.
Right, because we don't know her name,
No,
right?
we don't know her name. We don't know her name. Like the green bathrobe lady.
Oh, right, the
Right?
green bathrobe
The green
lady.
bathrobe lady.
Yeah, she hears like a bunch of whistles going off in her neighborhood and just runs out in her bathrobe and slippers.
Hey. No time to get dressed when ice is present.
Yeah.
You just gotta go.
And y'all, it was cold that day.
It was very cold. Now, it turns out that she's a reporter with Minnesota Public Radio.
Okay.
So she hears the whistles going off. She knew some sort of ice action was happening down the street in her St. Paul neighborhood, and she just went for it.
Yeah. Oh my God, that photo of her standing in the middle of the crowd in her green bathrobe, videotaping with her phone is so cool.
It's iconic. Well, it's like a scene out of a movie or something.
Oh, yeah.
Then, of course, we know the pink coat lady.
Oh, right.
Right.
Yeah, the pink coat lady.
Right.
Yeah.
She's the one that you see standing very close to Alex Preddy while he's, being murdered, really, right? Yep. And she catches the whole thing on video as well.
Yeah, and lots of people were concerned about her safety.
No, I know, very much so.
But several days later, the pink coat lady went public, right, and talked with Anderson Cooper.
Yes,
is that right?
yes, she did. Yes, she did. God bless her. She stepped up. Yeah. These are the regular people that the Nation magazine was referring to when it nominated the city of Minneapolis for the Nobel Peace Prize, right?
And
regular people. Right.
Why the Twin Cities is being honored with the John F. Kennedy Profile in Courage Award.
Yes. And why the celebrities wanted to come here for No Kings 3.
Heck yeah! To celebrate the regular folks who have been stepping up.
Yes, just the regular folks. Like the member in our audience who told me earlier that she cut short her annual 3-month snowbird vacation in Mexico to come back to Minnesota in January to just help out in any way she could.
Yes.
Or like our engineer back there who delivered groceries to his neighbors in between gigs. Or our photographer tonight giving eyewitness testimony to the county attorney's office after she experienced firsthand a very illegal action executed by Greg Bavino and his henchmen. And like so many of you guys, you're just regular people just stepping up and just doing extraordinary things for our community when it was needed.
When it mattered.
Even when we didn't know your names.
We belong to each other. What if I behaved as if this were the truth? What if you did? There's a power in a promise. Can you feel it start to shift? The molecules in the room. Oh, we belong to each other. Even if I never heard your name, it's all the same. You're my family, you're my neighbor. It's my honor and a privilege to share this bit of time and space. Having breath, wanting love and a place to rest when day is done. If you show me your heart, I'm sure I will find your needs and desires look a lot like mine. We belong to each other. I'm bound to get this wrong more than I get it right, but I keep trying to be more patient, less defensive. Ignore the worst, assume the best, or at least try a little tenderness. So we belong to each other. I've said it as a whisper, but now I sing it out. Louder, can you hear how it echoes? I wanna see how far it goes. Send my voice into the cosmos. Having breath, wanting love and a place to rest when day is done. If I show you my heart, I'm sure you will find your needs and desires look a lot like mine. Ooh. We belong to each other. I let this break me down and heal me all at once. When I consider I am part of something bigger, a drop of rain that meets the creek and gently streams into the river. Oh, we belong to each other. I read it in a book once, then I wrote it down as a reminder, as a prayer, as a promise. Can you feel it start to shift? The molecules in the room. Ooh. I can feel it start to shift. The molecules in the room.
Sarah Morris. Oh my God. Just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So, Sarah, you've been a part of this really fascinating group of people, the Singer-Songwriters Challenge, since 2014.
Yes.
So tell us about this writing group.
Yeah, when I was 2014, I had like a 3-year-old and a baby, and maybe there were 4 in one. And I was saying I was a songwriter, but I wasn't writing any songs.
Oh, okay.
And it was starting to feel kind of icky in my body, that like disconnect. And at that same time, I saw people post that they were going to start a group where they would be writing a song a week for the summer based on prompts, and you had to put the song out on the internet as soon, like within that week, and it scared the pants off me.
Sure.
The thought of doing it. And so, but it was the kind of fear I knew I needed to try. And so I've been doing that ever since 2014, writing songs. Every Sunday we get a word, and you write the song and you put it out, and then you onward to the next one.
Every week.
It's 20 weeks out of the year, so
Okay.
we have 2 seasons. Yeah.
Okay, so do the math, AI.
Yes,
So
it was-
it's
you
12,
do so much math today.
12 years.
Yeah, a lot of songs.
Wow.
It's pretty. I mean, it's spectacular to me, like because it's changed many other people's lives who've decided to say yes to like this crazy
no, and
idea.
well, that was when I first started watching some of your, even during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And when you were putting out stuff, and I was like, wait, she wrote this week, and then wait, she wrote this week, and then the next week, and the next week. Wow. And now this song, what was the prompt for this song?
Animal.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that works. That totally works. Tell us about that. Tell us more about that.
Right, it was
Your animal.
2020.
Yeah,
And
okay.
so you know exactly where we were. It was the summer of 2020. And
I'm sorry, where were you during 2020?
well, I was here
Home.
in my home. I was home.
I was home too.
And
I was
home
too.
upon home.
Oh my God, you were home
It's
too?
weird.
Was
It's-
everybody home?
What a coincidence.
Oh my God. Really? Are you kidding me? We were all home.
It's true.
Go ahead.
And sometimes when I see a word, the first thing I will do is I will look up like the history of the word because I'm a nerd for those things, and also because
nerd?
that's right, and
Yeah.
there can be something in there. And what I learned that animal came from the Latin for anima, which is breath, and so having breath, wanting love, like these universal things.
You just released this.
I did just release it. My friend and I were in the recording studio on January 5th, and we had like an hour left, and we thought, we like the song, let's try it. And so 5 of us got around a single mic in a studio, but it was just one microphone.
Yeah, wow.
And so we had to put the bass player like in the far corner. You know, it was like very all about the
Which is where bass
approximation.
players should be. I mean, I'm
You're
sorry.
way back there,
but-
friend. And then
That is
so
a drummer.
January 5, and then January 7 was Renee Good.
Right.
And so we put it out at the end of January.
Well, you've been booked to do the show for a while, but then I was
Yes.
sort of thinking about community and all this kind of thing, and then I heard that song, and I'm like, oh my God, did you write this song for this show? It just felt like such a fit with everything we were going to be talking about and doing.
Yeah. Well,
so thank
it's
you.
an honor to sing it
Thank
for you.
you.
Thank
for-
you so much.
for doing that. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah will be back. She'll be back for much more. And now I want to bring up Stephanie March with the Salt Cure Restaurant Recovery Fund. Come on up, Stephanie. Hi, we're finally meeting. I know. So, Stephanie, this Salt Cure Restaurant Recovery Fund, tell us about the impulse that you had, you and your people, to start this fund.
Well, you know, I'd been talking with a lot of restaurateurs in early December, about what was kind of happening. And while the rest of us really didn't know what was going on, we didn't really feel it, the restaurateurs knew. and they had felt it because they were already working to protect their people.
Yeah.
And they were watching what was happening, and they were all like, this is not good.
Yeah.
And so it had started with me talking with a few restaurateurs and thinking, how can I raise money for you guys to rent a van for a month so that you can drive people to and from work?
Oh,
And this
right.
was before the surge at all.
Sure.
And so we had started talking about it, and a few friends and I had kind of like thought the same things, and we thought, okay, we can do that. And then we found out realistically that that wasn't going to work because they were stopping the vans. And so it turned into this thing where realizing what restaurants were under the strain, and then also the fact that people were being taken. Also, nobody was going out to restaurants because honestly, they were doing community activism, which is great. And then running around and trying to support everybody. We were trying to figure out how to support the businesses so that there was something for people to come back to when the chaos was over.
And then also, because I know you talk about immigrant-owned restaurants.
Yes.
So you also have possibly owners of the restaurants. They're like, yeah, we're not leaving our house right now.
Yeah.
And so they're shuttering the restaurants maybe for that reason. And then you've got kitchen staff or wait staff who aren't coming to work.
Yep.
And that also affects them putting food on their table and paying their rents.
Mm-hmm.
You were also telling me that there's a few restaurants that you talked to where at some point the workers felt safer at work.
They did. I heard from a number of managers who were driving employees. They were going to their home and picking them up. And they said that they would visibly relax when they were in the car. And then they would get to the restaurant and they said, all I want to do is bake bread today. If I can just get into the kitchen and bake bread. There's no windows in the kitchen. There's no one can see me there. It's an act of normalcy to doing the thing that I love, to make the food that I love. And then also to know that these managers and their staff and everybody was there as a guard.
Yes.
They were the walls that were
Yeah.
holding these people in. And so some of them were living in their
Were living
restaurants.
there.
They weren't leaving because it was easier to stay and just protect themselves and their families from there.
There was an article that Tom Friedman did in the New York Times where he
Yeah.
talked about people putting cots
Yeah.
in air mattresses.
There's many of those restaurants. And all along, you guys, the hardest part for all of us is that they couldn't talk about it. And they didn't want to talk about it. And so many people were like, what's the big deal? You know, and they didn't know what was going on. And they were like, you know, we want you guys to be putting out and protesting. And the restaurants were like, our people are telling us that we just have to be quiet right now. We just have to sustain, and we just have to cook, and we have to feed, and we have to maintain. And then that's where we came in. And so we had people from across the country saying, how can we help?
Yes, how
and
can we
so
help? Right,
we were
right.
saying, you know what? I can't feel good about saying, give it to this one restaurant or give it to this one restaurant because we also didn't want them to have to put themselves out there. So we established the Salt Cure Fund as a way to then take those funds and then disseminate them in a very private, you know, respectable way to people who also didn't have necessarily a platform to raise funds.
Right.
So,
well, and you went through the Minneapolis Foundation,
Yeah.
so all the donations are tax deductible.
yeah, they're 100% tax deductible.
Yeah.
And so we've been really lucky to partner with them to help us disseminate the funds so that we vet the restaurants and they're going to businesses and we're helping people.
I know. Don't you love this? Don't you love this?
I mean, right?
Don't you love this?
Yeah.
And like I said, you know, it wasn't so much of, oh, that restaurant down the street is closed. Bummer, we don't get to go there. To me, it was, oh, those workers don't feel safe going to work.
Yeah.
And when we're talking about food insecurity and rental assistance, well, if they don't have jobs, if they can't go to their jobs or the restaurant is closed because the owner doesn't feel comfortable being there. You were also talking about how up and down the food chain, the distributors, the farmers,
The farmers, we're looking at what's happening. And to be honest, it's, you know, we're really only starting to see a lot of the effects right now because it's been, rent has been due and leases are up and then orders have had to be made. And if they were stopped, you know, there's a back order and then people who aren't available to be doing deliveries. And so it's like this whole system that ground to a halt and has to kind of get going again. And so we're trying to make sure that our whole food system can operate, you know, as that goes.
So here's what we want to do. For those of you who have come here before, we always do a give back of some kind. And this time we're sort of amplifying this because we really feel like this is a need that is important. We're asking for your support. And like I said, because you're dealing with Minneapolis Foundation, it can be tax deductible. I know you're raising a lot of money, but the need.
Well, we're so proud to say that in a number of weeks, within a month, we raised $1.3 million, which is kind of nuts.
Amazing.
And then, but I mean, the other side of that coin, of course, is that when we opened our applications, we got 400 applications for need, and the ask was $4 million. So we're continuing to push through and to continuing to answer, and we've already, worked on getting some funds out there, but we're just going to keep going because we want to make sure that everybody's here, who needs to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this is what we're going to do tonight. To kick this off, Island of Discarded Women, our show, we take a split of your ticket revenue so that we split that with Crooners. We are going to donate $500 from our split of the ticket revenue tonight.
Yay!
To the SALT Fund.
Thank you.
And we're still going to pay our performers because, as we know, as those of us in the arts know, a lot of the performers were affected by the occupation as well. Gigs were canceled, shows postponed, contracts ended. So we're still paying all the performers. But then we're going to donate $500. And we're hoping to double, triple, quadruple that. If we could tonight, we would love that if you would feel generous to do that. And like I said, all those donations are tax deductible. And, for those listening in the podcast, the URL is thesaltcurefund.org. Mm-hmm. So for those listening later to this podcast episode, they can also give. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Stephanie, for
Thanks,
recognizing this need and doing something about it. Look at that. There's somebody doing something about it, right? Isn't that, you love it? It's another one of those things. It's another one of those real people things. So Saturday, January 24th, Alex Preddy was killed that morning. And the call had gone out all across the area to honor Alex and to pray for our cities by engaging in a citywide candlelight vigil that night at 7 p.m. I'm sure a lot of you knew about that, took part in it. And the suggestion was to just step outside your home with a candle or join your neighbors or go down to street corners or public parks. And the goal was to create this truly organic and yet collective tribute to this life that had just been so unnecessarily taken. It was extremely, extremely cold that night, as many of you remember. And I personally had been dealing with this long, lingering lung infection. So my husband, Ron, and I decided that we're going to take part in the tribute by standing silently at the end of our driveway for a few minutes with a battery-operated lantern. So after he placed the lantern in the snow and we're sending love and light out to Alex and his family and all who are mourning this tragedy, I decided to linger for an extra moment of silence. And as I'm about to head inside, I see a figure walking towards me down the street. Now, we live on a very, very quiet, barely lit, dead-end street in St. Louis Park. So as this person gets closer, I see it's a young woman wearing a reflective jacket who doesn't look dressed at all for -6-degree weather. Are you warm enough? I call out to her because seriously, I'm worried about her. Yeah, I'm fine, she says as she gets closer. She sees the lantern in the snow and she tells me that she had just crossed the walk bridge over the railroad tracks that's down the end of our street and saw a small group of people with candles. Plus she had gone to the other end of our street and there's a few people on that end with luminarias. And now she was heading back home to her apartment across the walk bridge. And she says, maybe that group with the candles is still on the walk bridge. And I said, hey, can I go with you and see? I'd like to join you. And she said, sure. Okay, so we walk down the street and she is seriously not dressed warmly enough. I mean, she literally has a light jacket with a hood. She's got a pair of jeans and tennis shoes. I, however, am dressed like a polar explorer. And I was only planning on being outside for 5 minutes. So we walk towards the bridge and she tells me that she's a transplant from Milwaukee and a Packers fan, she warns me. Mm-hmm. And she was home alone that night and looking for some community at 7 o'clock and was pleased to find a few folks taking part in this candlelight vigil. So we get to the bridge, it's empty, everyone's gone by then, but the sight of downtown Minneapolis and its skyline just gleaming in the distance is particularly breathtaking to me that night and incredibly sobering. It just felt like I was watching so much pain wrapped up in so much beauty. And I realized at that moment that this kid from Milwaukee, appearing out of nowhere on this frigid cold night, is an incredible gift to me. I've been home a lot, recovering from this weird infection, missing being involved in all the hands-on things with all you amazing people out there. And I just said, can I just thank you for being my community tonight? I haven't been able to be as involved as I wanted to, and I feel like I'm, not doing enough. And can I just give you a hug? Of course, she says. See you next time, she says. Absolutely. And she walks away, leaving me overwhelmed with gratitude for this simple moment of grace with a complete stranger. These horrific tragedies happened here, but the whole country was reeling from the trauma. And I walked back home praying for our collective souls and for all of the angels who are appearing out of nowhere. God bless you all. P.S. Several days later, my husband notices a folded piece of notebook paper stuck between our front door and our storm door. It's for you, he said. I think it's from your angel. What? I unfold the paper and find a handwritten note from the young woman I had met before on the street. She wanted to let me know how lovely it was to meet me. And since I shared with her that I hadn't been feeling well, she wanted to tell me that she had gone to the protest downtown the following day for both of us. And that she would continue showing up for both of us. And she signed it simply, your new friend, and her first name. No contact information. And I'm still left wondering if she even exists.
When the coal is discovered, we stand by each other because we know this to be true. Love is disarming, conquering armies of 10,000 men with one tune, raining down from the sky like a heavenly choir. The veil is falling, the angels are calling.
A few months ago, Juan Leon became the proud owner of Minnesota's newest tow truck service, Leo's Towing Service. Soon after, he began getting calls about abandoned vehicles left on the side of the street or in parking lots of businesses. Sometimes the car was still running. He would learn very quickly that their owners had been taken from their cars by ICE agents during Operation Metro Surge, working sometimes alone, sometimes overnight, and sometimes while following observers. Leo's Towing has spent the past 4 months returning detainees' cars to their families for free. He saw a need for someone to help people get their cars back, so he stepped up and started doing it. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep a hydraulic vehicle like a tow truck working, but Juan says he can continue to do this work 24/7 because of the generous donations he's received from folks all around the country. To date, he has returned hundreds of cars to their owners. He says he's received death threats, but that the moment a car is returned to a family, the emotion he witnesses, that keeps him going.
When the coal is discovered, we stand by each other because we know this to be true. Love is disarming, conquering armies of 10,000 men with one tune, raining down from the sky like a heavenly choir. The veil is falling, the angels are calling.
Little Ruse is a family-owned kids' clothing store in Chaska. Well, that's what it has been since the store opened in 2019. These past couple of months, however, the owner of Little Ruse, Marissa Held Nordling, has turned her store full of homemade kids' clothes and toys and games into a food and essentials drop-off site, helping several nonprofits in the area provide support for families needing assistance. Scores of volunteers sign up to sort through donations and drive them to where they're needed, and money has come in from around the country for those who want to help. What started as a response to an urgent need in her community has turned into an ongoing support system for donations of food and household supplies. And their inventory of cute homemade kids' clothes made by Marissa herself now includes ice resistance signs, no kings buttons, and Rebel Loon t-shirts. Marissa admits that she's lost customers over these recent actions, but she's also gained many, many more supporters. Recently, she posted, quote, "Little Ruse has never just been about clothing. It's always been about showing up for kids, for families, and for our community. Amen, Little Ruse. Amen."
We flood the battleground, whistling, singing out, love can't be wrong. No guns, but we've got sound echoing through the crowd. Love can't be wrong. Love and you can never be wrong.
At the Whipple Federal Building, volunteers with Haven Watch, dressed for the bitter cold and wearing brightly colored orange vests, sit in a minivan waiting to greet people just released from detention. Greet them with warm blankets, hot food, and comfort. Those released almost always come out without their phones or their IDs and only what they were wearing when they were taken. They aren't allowed to make phone calls before they're released, so no one's waiting for them. This all started a couple of months ago when Natalie Arrett and her sons had gone to the Whipple building to bring food for those who were protesting outside. One of her sons noticed two young women who had just been released from the building, and they were just standing there outside in the cold without coats. Natalie and her sons let the young women warm up in their car and call their families. And soon after, Natalie realized that this was a pattern that ICE agents were repeating over and over again, releasing people at all hours of the day and night, all of them citizens or with legal status, and just leaving them outside the gates without any way to contact their families. And this discovery led to this grassroots organization, Haven Watch. Now, when someone is released, and people are still being detained, and they're still being released, volunteers with Haven Watch who've signed up for day and night shifts meet them at the gate with a blanket, a burner phone, hot food, transportation home, and connection to many resources. And their ultimate goal? That no one is left alone at the gate. No one.
When the goal is discovered, we stand by each other because we know this to be true. Love is disarming, conquering armies of 10,000 men with one tune, raining down from the sky like a heavenly choir. The veil is falling, the angels are calling. We flood the battleground, whistling, singing out, love can't be wrong. No guns, but we've got sound echoing through the crowd. Love can't be wrong. coal is discovered, we stand by each other.
I don't know where my head is at. It's like I'm stuck in the quiet of a whirlpool, and the truth brutally whips me to see that the reality is in the neon yellow at the bus stop, because there were 3 reported ICE agents parked there. 3 for teenagers, for kids. And this is after it's supposed to be over. I saw a young woman the other day in that neon vest on the way to drop my daughter off, though it was her Pikachu hat that caught my eye first, thinking, oh, that's so cute that young adults are still wearing those character hats. In the briefest moment we passed, the hat took my attention, but that gaudy vest stuck in my recollection. It wasn't until we drove past the next day did I notice they were patrolling a building. That building was where my husband took after-school Hmong classes as a child. It was the building that I remember sitting by in my cousin's hot car on a summer day, waiting for her sister to be done with dance class because apparently you didn't wait inside like a normal person in 2008. And when classes were done, you'd see young girls come out with their turquoise sequins tops with bright pink 3-tiered ruffle pants sashaying into Hondas and Toyotas. And I always thought the costumes were so gaudy and bright, much like that neon yellow vest. And I didn't think I'd ever be relieved to see that color. It's been hard to process what's been happening. Not because I don't see what's been happening, not because I don't hear what's been happening, not because I don't feel what's been happening, because how simple would that be? I said to my mom, I worry about you because you don't have residency here. She said, no, don't worry. I've never done any crime in my life. And I wish it were that simple. And it's not the media that broke me, not the killings, not the protests. It's the little things in my everyday life. The walk into a store and looking for another person of color because I couldn't trust that the white people would help me. The walk into a cafe and looking at the register for free whistles, always a good sign. The look into the windowsill to see ICE is not welcomed here to feel welcomed there. The look over my shoulder as I navigate the downtown skyways, replaying what it would be like to ask them to wait while I take out my passport. The dumb comfort that spins in my head that at least I'm not in the targeted age demographic. How simple that thought comes simply because I don't see my generation displayed on the screens. It's in that small comfort, in that privilege, that I feel that much safer because I know I look too old to be the 16-year-old waiting at the bus stop with plateless vehicles and too young to be the 42-year-old with an accent. I know I am probably not on that list, but it's their listless way of detaining that keeps my head spinning, and that small comfort feels stupid. And I'm left in this whirlpool, just wishing I didn't have to do any of this. In my moments of silence, I hold on to the calm and the good that came in waves in the state we are protecting. The neighbors who showed up to patrol, clocking out at 9-10 p.m. on a weeknight. The license plates that got verified with urgency, multiple pings racing to identify the signal groups becoming donation groups. People volunteering to deliver food, diapers, formulas, everyday essential items, things people should be able to get without feeling frightened. Allies standing strong and protesting this clear wrong. Citywide blackouts, drumming of our angered hearts echoing through downtown. Poster-making nights on bar floors in local community rooms, friends' living rooms. The sheer number of bodies that flooded the streets after the killings of Renee Nicole Good and Alex Preddy, rest in peace. The whistles jarring and piercing in their declaration, but ringing with warning and fierce defiance. God, am I thankful I live in a state with so many people who showed up, shared a post, and spoke, because some of us are genuinely too afraid to try and defy. To try and find out what happens when your parents were refugees to the nation of the free, and being told free doesn't look like me. So yeah, I don't know where my head is at.
It's getting cold out, and I don't mean the weather. Well, there's a chill from the people rushing by, every set of eyes glued to some phone. The sun may be shining, but it don't seem to matter when we're lost in the shadows on the ground, standing in a crowd. You still feel alone. What if we lay down whatever we're holding that's holding us back? I think maybe we just need our hands free so we can spread kindness like confetti. Throw it up in the air, let it fall down everywhere. Oh, it'll be beautiful if we spread kindness like confetti. Those tiny colored fragments together work like magic to make the world beautiful. Call me old-fashioned, but I'm a believer that if you got nothing nice to say, there's nothing you will gain in saying anything at all. A little discretion when we speak to each other. Instead we keep asking who's to blame, fanning all the flames, making others feel small. I wanna lay down whatever I'm holding that's holding me back. Yes, I think maybe I just need my hands free so I can spread kindness like confetti. Throw it up in the air, let it fall down everywhere. Oh, it will be beautiful if we spread kindness like confetti. Those tiny colored fragments together work like magic to make the world beautiful. Yeah, our words have grown louder and bigger while our skin's growing thin. Oh, our hearts are hurting and nothing's for certain. maybe the healing begins when we spread kindness like confetti. Throw it up in the air, let it fall down everywhere. Oh, it will be beautiful if we spread kindness like confetti. Those tiny colored fragments together work like magic to make the world beautiful. Yes, maybe we're just fragments, but together we're like magic. Let's make the world beautiful. Thank you.
Sarah Morris. Sarah Morris, thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah Morris. She'll be back one more time. She'll be back one more time. Now, please welcome Ann Treacy. Ann, come on up. Ann, come on up. Hi, Ann.
Hi, Sue. How are you?
I mean, good. Okay, Women's March Minnesota, all right? Tireless volunteers, all of them. It's unbelievable. Okay, can I just say, you guys are everywhere all the time anyway.
Yes.
But especially in these last few months. I mean, you personally are live streaming every press conference, every rally at the Rotunda, every, street corner, out at Whipple, you just like fly.
I just blink myself.
You just blink yourself.
myself, yeah.
How do you do it and that you want to do it? You're just, thank you.
Well,
I mean, thank you.
everyone's got a talent. I got a table full of women there with lots of talents too. I like to go to places. I see a lot of music. I go to a lot of marches. I have a very flexible day job. I will say that. I do research and write for a living, so that makes it easier. And behind many women is a dad that will drive them everywhere.
Okay, so there you go. We all need a dad who will drive us everywhere.
Yeah.
But here's what is so special to me is that you bring that world to us. And we can't make it to all those things, maybe, right? And so you go, oh, that's okay. Ann will be there. I'll watch her live stream. And I'll be able to see the press conference with Nikema, and I'll be able to see all the clergy at the Target corporate offices, and I'll be able to see all this stuff. It really is, it's a service.
Thank you.
It's an incredible service.
Thank you. It's something I enjoy doing, and I always figure if they're going to be there and make the effort, I'm going to try to do what I can using the resources of Women's March Minnesota. And by resources, I don't mean money. I mean, the social capital.
Because this is what she's doing. She's there with her phone. For if the rally's 2 hours long, she's there with her phone. And if you go talk to her, she's very quiet because she's recording, right? And so she was kind of quiet. Oh, that's right, she's recording. I'm recording. Because she's like, hi. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's talk about No Kings 3. No Kings 3, right? Mm-hmm. No Kings 3. So, you guys, when did you find out the whole flagship thing?
I'm going to call in a friend 2 months ago. Beginning of February.
So that was the thing was like, when No Kings 3 happened, it's going to be coming celebrating you guys. So then all of a sudden the screens showed up and the speakers, well, not only the speakers, but the speakers.
Yeah.
The big speakers. And the huge stage and all that kind of stuff. But still it came together so fast, didn't it?
Well,
no, and I'm sorry.
It's like when you say 9 months is nothing to somebody who's just given birth.
Yeah, right. No, but I mean, did it come together really, really fast? Plus, there were like, the Harriet Island thing and all those performers and the St. Paul College and the Sculpture Garden, blah, blah, blah. And then there was like getting all that information out. And then the porta potties. Oh my God, the sea of porta potties.
I think that Mary just told me today, was it 180 porta potties? Did I get that number right? Yep. Yeah.
Is that my husband dinging over there? My husband's a big porta potty fan.
Well, that's
Yeah, that really turns this crank on. You go, oh my God, porta potties. Woo! So, where are we going from here? What's next?
Well, with the No Kings Coalition, they've already called for the General Strike for May 1st.
May 1st, right.
And we'll see what that means. But I think for us, we're going to take some time to think about what we want to do. I mean, obviously, a very, very, very important election coming up.
Yes.
So part of it is get out the vote, and part of it is save the vote. No pun intended there.
I know.
No pun intended. I mean, so we're working on all of those sort of things. I, of course, will keep showing up. I was at 2 events today.
Were you? Of course you were.
Yeah.
Who is live streaming this tonight if Anne's not there with her phone?
I'm
we're recording. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
We are recording, so we can't. It's
Exactly.
not a visual. Well, we have pictures. Sara Erdman's taking our pictures, so it's kind of like that. We could make the pictures like flash real fast.
But what I'll say quickly, what we've decided also to do today is to contribute $3,000 to Soul Cure.
Wow.
And that's the table. That's not
Thank you. Oh
through
my
Women's
God.
March, through Women's
Thank
March,
you.
Minnesota.
Wow. Thank you.
So we challenge everyone.
Thank you. I want to blow my whistle for that. Did anybody know this was a whistle?
I noticed it.
Who knew it was a whistle? Yay. Okay, good. I thought it was kind of a slim thing. There's a phone number here. I'm not even sure what the phone number is. Is that like...
It's Monarca. That's
It's
Monarca.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Well, in case there are any listeners who don't know, what it
That's
is,
true.
it's the number that you call if you see ice. And
That's
you
right.
report where you are, what folks are dressed like, how many there are, what they're doing.
Even if you're in a green bathrobe and slippers, you go.
Even if, yes.
Just
get
go.
more people there, get more people there.
Yes. So that is terrific. So speaking of the tragedies that we dealt with, even the candlelight vigil after Alex Preddy and things that happened after Renee Good, I mean, you guys were just nimble. I mean, it's sort of like, okay, now what do we do? I mean, is that what it is? You guys call each other up and go, now what do we do? We got to do something, right?
It's a little bit like that. We kind of wait for it, but then we each have very different talents and we trust each other to do what's required. Unfortunately, we learned during 2020 how to react quickly. We learned.
Sure.
I mean, I think that
Yeah.
the Twin Cities we knew they were going to come here because it's like the opposite of you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Here,
Yeah.
I think that we were a linchpin, and if it had not gone as well as it had gone, we'd all be in trouble.
Yeah.
And part of that, we'll say.
Yes.
Part of that is what you mentioned earlier. It's the community, and we recognize each other like we recognize the parents of our kids' schools in that kind of way. Yeah. And we recognize our talents and what we can bring to the table, and we know how to walk that line. Not crossing the line where they suddenly would bring in the National Guard or they'd suddenly do something
you
like
do
that.
it beautifully. Last thing I want to say, this was the big no work, no school day in January, and the 50,000 people in the streets, it was 20 below. And then the Target Center, the rally at the Target Center, which that came together really, really quickly,
yes,
right?
that did as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so here I'm going to tell you.
Uh-oh.
So she is live streaming. Liz Winstead is the host. You're kind of off the side of the stage.
Yes.
And so I'm home with this infection that we've now talked about way too many times. I don't have it anymore. Had it for way too long. I don't have it anymore. Anyway, so I'm home just feeling horrible because I can't be out there doing more. But I'm watching your live stream, and then Liz Winstead goes, I want to get all the organizers up on stage to thank them. And the live stream goes dead. Because you're going up there to be thanked. And I'm like, no, and I don't get to watch the people being thanked. So can I just say, can we just thank you guys right now? Can we thank you guys right now? Thank you, thank you,
And
thank
I
you.
would be remiss if I didn't bring up my other buddies from ERA Minnesota.
Yes, ERA
That's my other
Minnesota.
organization.
There they are. There they are. There they are.
Yes.
There they are.
Thank you.
And thank you for
so
that
much.
donation. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Treacy, Women's March, Minnesota. Okay, I want to bring up Katie Eckeberger, but I want to set up Singing Resistance first. So, Singing Resistance, powerful movement, right? That just began months ago. Oh, here she is. Hi, Katie. So this is Katie Eckeberger. She's one of the song leaders with Singing Resistance. And as we know, as so many in the room knows, but I want to share with our podcast listeners as well, Singing Resistance is the powerful movement just started months ago. Their mission statement says that they sing to protect and care for the communities in the face of rising authoritarianism. They are a movement grounded in love, nonviolence, and solidarity. So now I attended a singing resistance gathering at a big Lutheran church in downtown Minneapolis. It is incredibly powerful. How many people have been at a singing resistance, either outside or inside? It's just powerful. It's powerful. One of the founders that night of Singing Resistance was on stage, and she was kind of sharing with everybody how this all started. And she said, the authorities expected us to react with chaos and violence and anger. What they didn't expect us to do was sing. Right? It's like, oh, they're singing? That's what they're doing? They're not burning the town down, they're singing? What do we do with that? So I just thought it was such a simple... So tell us, how you got involved with Singing Resistance?
Yes, so I am a professional communal song leader, but I've been doing that most of my life in the church world, actually, and have recently started to expand beyond that. I became friends with Liz Digital Anderson, who, if you've watched any of the videos online, yes.
She's the box lady.
She's a small but mighty force who's playing a cajon and singing at the same time. And we became friends at a real life event in December and then became internet friends. And I just kept following what she was doing. And when all the shit started to hit the fan in January, I started really paying attention to the singing resistance movement. And after Renee was killed, I'm a songwriter as well. And I was like, okay, I need to write something. So I wrote a protest march chanty kind of song that you'll get to hear and be a part of tonight. Okay. And I sent it to Liz, and she was like, hold up. Can I try to bring this to some of our actions and see how it goes? And I said, yes, because I have like a day job too, so I couldn't go. So Liz took the song to like a Target sit-in and something else, and then texted me back and was like, dude, this song has legs. Can we please add this to our songbook? And can you please come be a part of some of this with us? So I have been a part of as many things as I've been able to outside of my day job and parenting and all my other things.
No, it's just terrific. So there's two songs I want you to sing for us. So the first one, you said you wrote this as sort of more of a prayerful, will you describe it?
Let's see.
The Rest in Power.
So I have two. Oh, so that one actually
that one
is,
first.
so I wrote one after Renee and one after Alex. Yeah. The one we'll do first is the one I wrote after Alex.
Oh, okay.
At that time, after Renee, I felt mobilized. I felt like, all right, let's get shit done, know. As a queer woman especially, I was like, let's do this. After Alex, it was heavy. And, the Singing Resistance has many different types of songs that we use. It's not just songs at marches and things. We have songs that are hopeful and beautiful. We have songs that are mobilizing. We have songs that are joyful. And we have songs that help us process our grief. We're always collecting and bringing new songs into this movement for a multitude of purposes. So after Alex, when things were sitting very heavy for me, I decided to write a song to help us process our grief. And that's when I wrote this song called Rest in Power.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, okay. Well, my hope in being here tonight is that if you haven't yet been in person for a Singing Resistance event, that you will get to experience a little taste of that tonight. Normally there's many more leaders. It's a very collaborative movement, but I'm a sole leader here tonight. So I'm really going to need you all to sing with me. Are you all digested enough to sing a little bit?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. So, you'll not only get to experience this in person, I hope to inspire you to become a part of the movement as well. But for this first song, this is a big energetic shift from where we've been most of the night. But again, this is a song that helps us process our grief and helps us honor the dead by letting their legacy of love and goodness live on and helping that be their story and not whatever anybody else says their story is. So the phrase rest in power often gets used for people who are killed unjustly at the hands of authority. I hope this is the last time we have to use this song. I suspect that it's not. So you all actually don't need to know any lyrics for this song. If we had more time, I would teach them to you. But all you need to do tonight is join your voices in a gentle hum. This is a somatic practice that one of my friends taught me, where it's similar to like if you've been in yoga and everybody says the Om together. We're going to do that for the whole song. So you guys are going to create this humming, droning effect. And then I will sing the lyrics and the melody over that. So you're going to keep that going the whole time. I'll give you a starting pitch. If you sing some harmonies, feel free to vary from that. Let it evolve naturally and breathe as you need to. And just feel the vibrations of the other people in this room singing with you. Let me get my pitch. Just keep it going. Rest in power, wounded soul, will rise with you as you go. Love will lead us through our tears. Rest in power, you are honored here. Let's keep going. One more. Rest in power, wounded soul, will rise with you as you go. And love will lead us through our tears. Rest in power, you are honored here.
Wow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Katie. Oh my gosh. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. So now you're going to teach us this song that's more of a protest song, as you said, that you wrote. You said you wrote after Renee Good.
Yes.
All right, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. This one's more call and response. And this one you might have heard a little bit because it's been a part of the Singing Resistance songbook. It's gotten sung around the cities. And even so many of these songs that are written locally, I don't know if you know, they're being sung nationally. There's Singing Resistance chapters.
Internationally.
Ooh.
Yes. I've seen like Finland and, I mean, just different places. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, things are getting spread and sung everywhere in all these major cities and even small cities across the U.S. It's very cool. Okay, now I'm going to do something a little risky and ask you, if you are able, would you be willing to stand up so we can sing this together as we're standing? Those of you in the room. And if you're listening to the podcast and you're sitting on your seat, please get up with us and move around. There's something somatically really powerful about moving our bodies. Those of us who are, maybe raised in the church, we're taught to stand still. In the white church, anyways. Something the Singing Resistance is teaching me is how somatically important it is to move the stress out of our bodies. And the first step to that is sometimes getting up out of our seat and moving. So feel free to move around a little bit, even though it's tight in here.
And if you can't stand up, be a part of the crowd.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is call and response. So I'll sing a phrase, you repeat it. We'll do this a couple times through. We are many. We are many. We are one. We are one. We won't stop fighting. We won't stop fighting. Till ice is gone. Till ice is gone. Oh, we are many. We are many. We are one. We are one. The fight ain't over. The fight ain't over. Till love has won. Till love has won. Try this. Oh, oh, clap or snap or whatever you need to do along. Yeah, come on, it's okay to make some noise. We are many. We are many. We are one. We are one. We won't stop fighting. We won't stop fighting. Till Trump is gone. Till Trump is gone. Oh, we are many. We are many. We are one. We are one. The fight ain't over. The fight ain't over. Till love has won. Till love has won. I said the fight ain't over. The fight ain't over. Till love has won. Till love has won. One more, the fight ain't over. The fight ain't all over. Together till love has won.
Katie, thank you. Thank you, the whole audience, too. Thank you so much. Sarah Morris is going to come up here with one more freaking cool song.
That was incredible.
And then Jillian Hiscock is going to come up, but we're going to hear this. We're going to hear this beautiful song.
There's something about you lately, I can't put my finger on it. A subtle difference is suddenly striking in this light. There's something about you lately that's been softly undulating, slow burn radiating until tonight. When the moon bows down to your bride, can you tell me, 'cause I wanna know. Can you tell me, 'cause I wanna know. What does it feel like, what does it feel like? And where do you get that glow? There's something about you lately, everybody's saying there's an easy, peaceful way you move now that's like sun on water. And there's something about you lately, like you've shed some heavy weight in sweet anticipation of standing even taller. And the stars line up in your honor. Can you tell me, 'cause I wanna know. Can you tell me, 'cause I wanna know. What does it feel like, what does it feel like? And where do you get that glow? I can't help but notice you're not even showing it off. Don't change a thing, my friend, and please don't stop. The world needs more, so much more of whatever it is you got. Whatever it is you got. Can you tell me, 'cause I wanna know. Can you tell me, 'cause I wanna know. What does it feel like, what does it feel like? And where do you get, oh, where do you get that glow? That glow. There's something about you, about you, about you.
Thank you, Sarah Morris. Sarah Morris.
There's something about you.
About you, Sarah. That song is the first cut on her latest album called Say Yes, and that can be purchased tonight at the merch table in the back. CD and vinyl. Do it. Now please welcome our special guest for the conversation, Jillian Hiscock. Come on up, Jillian. Come on up. Come on up, Jillian. Hi, Jillian.
Hi.
I'm going to do a little bit of a bio, mainly for our podcast listeners, okay? So, you have a background in college admissions and working for years with nonprofit organizations helping first-generation college students get into college programs. On your LinkedIn page, you say you are a passionate connector of people, lover of women's sports, and disruptor of systems. Love that. Being a connector of people and disruptor of systems led to you opening a bar of their own in March of 2024. Minnesota's first sports bar dedicated exclusively to women's sports. You were named as one of the Bakken Museum's 50 Innovators for 50 Years program in October of 2025. And that honor came with a Lego minifigure of you. Did you get to keep, you have that? Did you get to keep it?
We do, it's actually at the bar.
Oh, seriously? I was at the bar, I didn't see it.
It's on the tap tower.
Oh, the tap tower. Okay, A Bar of Their Own was voted the best bar in Minnesota Monthly's Reader's Choice Awards in November of 2025. And you're recently awarded the Special Merit Award as part of the Minnesota celebration of National Girls and Women's in Sports Day in February of 2026. That's a sort of a rough view. Okay, so I want to kind of start a little bit at the beginning. The Big Bang. Okay, whatever. Anyway, you grew up in Mankato.
It's true.
Okay, and you went to Mankato West High School.
I did.
Now, I told you this. Some of you were here in December, our last show, where Gwen Walls was our special guest. And at the end of the show, I always tell people what the next guests are going to be in the next show. So as we're all on stage and we've done the credits and the show's over, and I'm saying, oh, by the way, our next show is going to be blah, 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 and our guest is going to be Jillian Hiscock. Gwen Waltz leaps forward, tackles me, and said, she's a former student of mine. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And she goes, and Tim's too. You're a former student of Gwen Waltz and Tim. So she was so excited. She's just like, I have to tell you this. Anyway, it was so adorable. It was absolutely adorable, delightful. And that she was so excited that she could tell the world that she was Jillian Hiscock's former teacher. I'm telling you, you've made it. You've made it when that is the case, right? It's not like, oh, I'm the former student of Gwen Waltz. It's like, no, I'm her former teacher. And maybe we'll make a Lego of the two of you together, like a thing. Can someone work on that, please? That'd be great. So you talk about being a three-sport athlete in high school.
Yeah, I was in tennis, gymnastics, and softball, which is an unlikely combo.
It's a totally unlikely combo.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, volleyball, basketball, softball, or something along those lines.
Well, first off, you have to have the bun head for gymnastics, and then, or no.
Check.
Okay, maybe it isn't unlikely. Okay. And tennis, you have to have the
I had
white,
to wear a skirt. It was
the
awful.
white skirt, right? Exactly. Yeah. With the thing in the, okay. And then you said you were a choir nerd.
I was, yeah. I was, yeah. I know this is like coming home week, I feel like. So, yeah,
Did you sing? Were you singing? Were you singing with us?
Of course I was singing.
Okay. I listened to a podcast episode that you did, and you said in high school you decided you wanted to be a choir director. That was it. That was your goal.
Yeah, right? Look at me now.
That worked out.
Yeah, I, like many kids in high school, I had just an incredible teacher. Rod Ertl was his name, who was my high school choir director, and my entire goal was to be Mr. Ertl. We called him Ert Dog, if you're listening, Mr. Ertl. I'll have to send this to him.
Isn't there like an Ertl the Turtle or something like that? Yertle the turtle.
So
I know,
many
but
voices
isn't that
talking about us.
I know, but Erdle the turtle sounds like Yertle the
Yeah,
turtle.
sure, we
but-
can make that.
Okay, good. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So I was going to be a choir director. I looked at like a good Lutheran choir girl that I was. I looked at 3 Lutheran colleges that were known for their vocal performance programs. So I was at Gustavus, Luther, and St. Olaf were the top 3 colleges that I looked at.
Sure.
And ultimately chose Gustavus. Went to Gustavus to do my some Gusties. Love it.
Cool.
Went to Gustavus to do my undergrad degree, and in my very first semester at Gustavus, they had all the education majors shadow a teacher in the area you wanted to teach. And so I spent my first January term shadowing a choir director that was not Mr. Erdl.
Uh-oh.
And I came to the very quick realization that I did not like 9th grade boys.
Oh.
Because very few 9th grade boys are in choir by choice.
Oh, right. True.
Because you have to have an art credit when you're in high school,
Oh,
and so
sure.
a lot of 9th grade boys were in choir to like get it out of the way.
But some of their voices haven't changed yet either,
Sure
right?
haven't. Yeah, no. They start as a tenor and then move to a bass or vice versa. Yeah, that was the end for me. J term after my freshman year, I was like, well, I guess I'm dropping out of college.
Oh, seriously. So you were sort of like, I'm going to be a choir director because I want to direct choirs.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, I'm sorry, I got to work with 9th grade boys. Never mind.
Literally.
So you were going to drop out.
I was.
What were you going to do?
I went to the academic advisor's office and was basically like, I need you to help me, like, figure out what I'm going to do because I need to leave school because I don't want to be a choir director. And she basically, thank God, was like, you can't drop out of college because you don't know what you want to do. And so she convinced me to stay in college, which was great. And she said, what do you love about music? And I said, I love singing. And she said, then do that.
Yeah.
And I said, but I can't do that for a job. She said, who cares? You can figure that out later.
Yeah, exactly.
Gustavus, good liberal arts education, focusing on the lifelong skills. So I just sang. I actually went through the next 3 years of my education. It was actually the best thing in the world that could have happened to me because I basically knew I didn't want to be a professional singer. So I was like, well, I better figure out what else I want to do.
Yeah.
And so I was, that annoying kid that was like in the campus activities board and in the choir and on the diversity club and on the, I was an RA and I was a gusty greeter, which was like the orientation group. I did like everything you could ever do. And what I learned was I really liked college.
No, I think that's terrific. No, you've just described the kind of person that I just wish I could have been, right? Well, also, you're gaining all these different experiences and that you're open to it.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, I think that's when I learned I had undiagnosed ADD that I still haven't diagnosed.
He's still not diagnosed?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
No. Legally. But I think I learned how to multitask really well. I learned how to apply the things that I learned as, a wannabe choir director to how do I get my peers to do things around, organizing a concert or around getting first-year students to behave in their residence halls.
Well, that's right, because you were a resident.
Yeah. They called them collegiate fellows at Gustavus.
Well, clearly this whole sort of connector of people thing is a theme we're seeing. Are we seeing this kind of theme going on here, this connector of people thing? Right. Exactly. But you know what I love about saying just stay in college and do something. Don't worry about that next thing. When I went to college, it was like, I don't know. And it was like, well, then just go and see what kind of rises to the surface. And I felt embarrassed because I didn't have my set major. And I went as an undeclared major. And then I was taking theater classes. And I'm like, well, this fits. So I switched to become a theater major. But what I loved is there was the permission to say, just go. Just go and you'll figure it out. And I feel like there's a lot of kids that are like, I have to know. I have to have it all figured out even before college. It's like, no, that's what college is for.
I can
that's
tell
one
you,
of the things college is for.
15 years in college admissions, that is absolutely true.
Yeah. So then, post-college, you get involved with college admissions, and you work at U of M Morris, and you work with St. John's and St. Benedict's. And then there was a couple of decades where you worked for nonprofit organizations, getting first-generation students into college and even into the workforce, right?
Yeah. I mean, again, I said I loved college, so I was like, what can I do to never leave college? Work on a college campus.
Yeah.
So that was really the initial step into college admissions was I just loved being around college students. I loved the energy of college campuses. I went and worked in college admissions for 15 years on 3 different campuses and loved that experience, loved working with students, and found really my passion. I didn't really know I was a poor kid until I went to Gustavus. So like I grew up in Mankato. My parents were both educators, and I just thought I had a great childhood because I did. My parents, took good care of me. We got to do all kinds of fun stuff. And then I was sitting in a freshman econ class at Gustavus, and people were talking about 401ks, and I was like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
And like trust funds, and I was like, "What's that?"
What is that?
Yeah, I mean, still I don't know, but but it really made me realize that like while I looked like a lot of my classmates, particularly at the time, this was in the early 2000s at Gustavus, a lot of people looked like me.
Yeah.
But my experiences most closely mirrored a lot of the first generation college students that were working in the diversity center and that were hanging out in the diversity center, because I knew I was a WIC kid, but I thought everybody was a WIC kid. Like I thought everybody had government cheese for dinner. Like that's what we had.
Yeah, sure.
And so what I really found my community in what at the time at Gustavus was called the Diversity Center. And so those became my people. And so that's when I was introduced to, I'm from Mankato. We didn't have Hmong refugees in Mankato in the early 2000s. And my friend circle became a lot of Hmong refugees. And I learned so much about their culture and was so incredibly moved, Day, by your piece. And that was when my kind of appreciation for the first generation college student experience really started, because it is so vastly different. And there's a lot of socioeconomic status obviously tied in with first generation college students as well. So then I did college admissions for 15 years and loved that work, but got asked to come to the Twin Cities, move to the Twin Cities, and basically work with a nonprofit to help other colleges learn how to recruit and retain first generation low income students.
Yeah. And then post-pandemic, you talk about, first your wedding to your wife, what you said got moved like 3 or 4 times because of
bless my beautiful wife, Megan. Over here.
Megan. Because we had to keep moving the date because you kept thinking that you're going to get out of your home at some point and have a
Our
wedding.
first wedding date was May 30th, 2020.
Okay.
Let's just say that didn't happen.
No, that's not going to happen. Exactly. So at some point you decide to, you're burnt out. You decide to take a break. You quit your job. And you're going to take 6 weeks off and just kind of do nothing and kind of regroup.
Yeah, that was the plan.
And then the phone rings.
Yeah, I post-COVID, whatever that means.
Yeah.
George Floyd had been murdered. I was working with first-generation college students. I was working with a very diverse staff in the Twin Cities here, and life was just lifing real hard. And I basically knew that I was not myself. I knew that I was not mentally myself, physically myself. Financially, I was doing fine, but I was also like, I don't care that I'm making enough money to survive right now because I'm so unhappy.
I don't care that I have a 401k. Or a trust fund.
Yeah, I certainly don't have that. And so, again, my wife and I had a long conversation and basically figured out that we could comfortably do 6 weeks where I didn't have to bring in an income and could kind of figure out what I wanted to do next. I felt really confident that I had skills and that I was, personable, but I just didn't know what that would look like because I had spent my entire career in and around higher education.
Yeah.
And that was quickly becoming a somewhat sinking ship. Sorry for anybody who works in higher education. No, it was a very tumultuous time. It was crazy. And so, my last day of work was a Friday. And on Sunday night, a friend of mine called and said, I heard you're unemployed. And I was like, kind of.
Yeah, sort of.
I mean, I'm taking time for myself. And she was like, cool. I'm working for, at the time, it was called Minnesota Sports and Events. It's the great organization that brings in lots of large-scale athletic events to the Twin Cities. So the Super Bowl, the U.S. Gymnastics Championships, and at that time, in 2022, the Women's Final Four basketball tournament was here in Minneapolis.
Yeah, right.
And they needed somebody to coordinate volunteers. She said it's like an intern pay. It's only a couple hours a week. And I was like, that sounds great. I got off the phone. And I was like, wife, babe, I think I got a job. And she was like, what about 6 weeks?
Yeah.
So I went and met with my friend the next day just to kind of learn more. And I walked out of there at the end of the day and had a job. So I didn't ever take a day off.
And you talked about how you loved it, and it kind of threw you headfirst into the world of professional women's sports.
Yeah, I mean, I went from this very serious, heady work of higher education and nonprofits and documentation status. I mean, again, I've been dealing with this for a long time, trying to help students whose parents are undocumented file for financial paperwork. And so this very high stakes world to people being mad at me because we didn't have the free t-shirt size they wanted. And I was like,
right.
Cool.
That's really maddening.
Sorry.
That's really irritating. So at the same time, the very first all-women's sports bar in Portland opens, the Sports Bra, which is phenomenal title.
And their slogan is "We support women." Come on.
Oh, come on. Seriously.
It's perfect.
So you hear about this bar and you're like, oh my God, someone needs to do that here.
Yeah, I wanted to go. Like, I was like, we need one here. Who's going to open it so we can go and do this thing here?
Yeah. And you're like, seriously, somebody should do it. And some people might be like, yeah, you're right. You should do it. And you're like, I'm not going to do it. Okay, well, maybe I'll do it.
Yeah, pretty much. I kept waiting. Like, I mean, Stephanie could talk about this for years, but like, Minnesota is such a great restaurateur community, and there's so many restaurant groups that are really attuned that I was like, somebody that knows something about restaurants is going to do this.
Yeah.
It's like a no-brainer. I worked at an Applebee's in 1999.
Hey, that's training. That is training.
Yeah.
That's training.
Yeah. And
That's food.
That was it. So I have no business owning a bar. Absolutely no business. And so nobody did it, and nobody did it. And then once we kind of started socializing with our friends, it was kind of over, but it wasn't really over until I actually reached out to Jenny Wynn, who's the owner of the Sports Bra, and kind of was talking with her a little bit. And she's like, you need to do this.
It was funny because in this interview I heard you do, you said that you cold emailed her, and then when you actually did talk, you're like, talk me out of this. And she said, I'm not going to, because if I opened another bar, it would be in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Right.
She's like, you guys have everything.
Yeah.
She's like, Portland, we have like soccer, but you have everything.
Yeah,
and I was
see?
like, you're right, we do.
So you went for it and you developed an LLC. You tried to get a small business loan.
Yeah.
Denied, right? Told the idea of the bar was not a proven concept.
It's true.
Okay, can we talk for a second about every bro that goes in and has some wild and crazy kind of, I'm going to create something that only one person's going to know how to do, and yet I went to this school and I'm going to do that, and they're like, how much do you need? And you go, not a proven concept, because women's sports, who's going to do that, right?
Yeah.
And didn't you say the Sports Bra that she netted like $1 million in her first year or something? Yeah. Take that. Not it being approved. Right. So risky. So anyway, you did a crowd fundraising thing, or whatever those things are called.
Again, with my background kind of in higher education and nonprofits, like, I knew that community building was going to be a really important part of the bar, regardless of what our financing situation was. And I knew crowdfunding was a really great way to do that, to get people kind of bought into feeling like they were a part of something.
Yeah, right.
We didn't know it was going to have to be such a large portion of our financing. But once we were denied our SBA loan, we quickly pivoted to like, all right, well, I guess we just got to raise this money ourselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did a kind of rapid fire crowdfunding in December of 2023. And we were able to raise $205,000 from over 1,000 donors.
In a very short time.
Yeah, like 6 weeks.
6 weeks. 6 weeks. That's amazing. So then you're looking for a space and you find this Treacy Saloon on Franklin.
Yeah. Commercial real estate is no joke. I knew nothing about commercial real estate. The list of things I knew nothing about was quite long. And so, yeah, we were looking at different spaces and trying to find the right spot. And where the restaurant was located was a really big thing to me.
Sure.
I wanted to be in a neighborhood. I didn't want to be on the end of some, like, industrial boulevard, which was kind of the thing. You know, a lot of Northeast locations were getting developed. Knowing that our clientele was likely going to be more women than not, I didn't feel good about having people, like, walk out the restaurant doors into some dark alley at the end of the night.
Yeah, no, sure, good point.
I had 5 non-negotiables. I wanted to be in a community, in a neighborhood with other small restaurants, small businesses. I wanted to be accessible by public transit. I wanted to be about 75 to 100 people, which is what we thought maybe we could fill a space with 75 to 100 people. I wanted free parking because I'm cheap. And I wanted like an existing restaurant space. I didn't want to have to build out an entire kitchen and commercial restaurant.
Right.
And Tracy's like checked all of those boxes. And they, unfortunately for them, great for us, were closing.
Yeah, right. So you opened in March of 2024, and so much of the press about the bar was like the first weeks, right? I mean, you just got all this wonderful national press. They show all these lines around the corner and like staff going out to the line going, we have a 2-hour wait right now. And people are like, okay, cool. Not like, oh, boo. It's
We
like,
brought them fried pickles in line. Like, I'd wait in line for that.
I didn't know that part. Anyway, the fact that it was so instantly popular. But here's what really gets me as well. You started doing community fundraising and give back nights that you've been doing since the very beginning.
Yeah, we started. Our first give back night was the second week we were open.
Now, I did some scrolling through your Facebook page and Instagram and stuff like that just from last year. Fundraisers for breast cancer awareness and for period products drives and for benefits for the Autism Society and food drives and clothing drives. And then after this ICE occupation issue, right? It was mutual aid groups and fundraising for food and household supplies for neighborhood organizations and contributions to GoFundMes for rental assistance. And after Renee Good was killed, Minneapolis schools shut down, remember, for 2 days, very quickly. You put out a thing really, really fast that said, hey, we're having a kids jammy. We're going to open up during the day because you weren't normally be open those days.
Yeah, we had movie day.
And you have movie day. So all the screens have kid movies on them. Kids come in their jammies and coloring books.
Parents also came in their jammies.
Oh, did they really?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it was
I
a
wouldn't
big
get
hit.
dressed.
Here's the thing, though. You posted pictures later, and you were like, oh, and we'll have coloring books for the adults later when the sports come back on. So somebody posted these pictures, and it's like, wow, what kind of a coloring book is that?
We found some adult coloring pages.
It was adult coloring books. And no, it was just like these beautiful sort of designy things. And on every page, the word fuck is in there.
There's something very, very pathetic about coloring the word fuck.
And I think there's a tie-in with some of the, when I say fuck, you say ice, fuck, ice. There's all that kind of stuff. So you had different coloring books for the kids, but there was crossover.
Yeah, it was actually really funny because we had put the adult coloring pages in this paper file that was kind of off to the side, and then we had these unicorns and sports kids and all these great things. And at one point in the day, I looked over and there was this girl that was probably about 9 or 10, in the paper file, and I was like, "Oh, honey, you can look at these." And her mom goes, "Girl, we are past that." And so at that point, we just stopped separating them, and there have been lots of kids coloring fuck words in our bar.
Oh, man, I just love it. I 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 love it. There was another post that you guys advertised a knitting day. Come and knit, the red caps, the knitting thing. And somebody posted on Facebook, and they said, oh, I'm a really fast knitter, and I missed that day. I hope you have another knitting day. And you responded, or somebody from your bar, I don't know, you went, you can come and knit anytime. Anytime, day or night, you can come and knit at the bar. Which is you said that's kind of what you wanted to build. Was you didn't want it to just be a sports bar. You wanted it to be a community gathering space.
Yeah, I mean, I vividly remember the first time I saw a woman sitting at the bar in a bar stool, knitting and drinking a beer, and I was like, we're done. This is it.
Yeah, exactly. We're done. Exactly. We're done. I would have to say a couple of people are wearing buttons that I got because you have a button bin.
We do.
Yeah,
Large.
And when I went to drop off some flyers and look at the bar and everything like that, I'm like, to your bartender, Sara.
Yeah.
I said, how much for the button? She goes, oh yeah, just take them. I'm like, really?
Boxes.
I
of
only
buttons.
took 4, maybe 6. Anyway, but no, I only took a few. And I missed the fuck coloring pages, though. I missed that.
I can get you some.
Okay, thank you. Would you really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You also started a nonprofit.
Yeah, why not?
Right. Exactly. Why not? Don't you love that? Okay, can we go home with that energy? I'm sorry, you did what today? Yeah, why not? Sure. So you started a nonprofit called A Fund of Their Own.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, as a kid, I never knew that my family was not of means because my family made it possible for me to do a lot of things. But the one thing that I always knew was that I couldn't do all the sports camps that all my friends were doing. Again, I was a gymnast. Gymnastics is a notoriously expensive sport, which is insane because literally you need a leotard.
Yeah. You're not paying for the mats and the bars, are you? I don't know. Are you?
Yeah.
Is that a new thing? Oh, you have to bring your own bars? You didn't bring your bars? You can't compete.
But there was this gymnastics camp that all my teammates went to every year called Lake Owen Gymnastics Camp. It was like the camp in the 90s. And
It's called Lego?
Lake Owen.
Oh, I thought it was another Lego
Lake
thing.
Owen. It's in Iowa.
Theme. Oh,
They
in
had like
Iowa.
a balance beam in the lake that you got to like, come on, that was my dream. I just wanted to
And
go
if
the
you,
balance
and
beam.
if you fall, do you drown?
No, you just fall into the lake so you don't get hurt.
Oh, well, you have to be able to swim, too,
Well,
though.
I mean, it wasn't like in like a deep water.
Oh, okay, all right.
Anyway.
So you could break your neck
But I
then.
never-
Is that okay?
Yeah. I never got to go to
Trying to
Lake
get a picture of
Owen,
this.
and that was always just like, oh, dang, I don't get to go to Lake Owen. And so I knew that there was probably a lot of kids who were like me, and sports were such a huge part of my life and my upbringing, and taught me so much about leadership and confidence and being a part of a team. And so having that be a core part of what we did as a business was really important. And it turns out as a business, especially as a restaurant, you don't make a lot of money. Spoiler alert. And so figuring out how to do that as a business, we knew would be challenging. And so starting a nonprofit allowed us to kind of separate those two things out and really start this fund that focuses exclusively on providing micro grants to keep girls and women in sports. And so that looks like a lot of different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything from the very first person we awarded was a Native woman who's Two-Spirit. Her team had qualified for a softball tournament down in Texas, but earlier that summer she had a house fire, and so she lost everything, and she was trying to figure out, like, how am I going to pay to go to Texas with my team when I'm still trying to figure out how to rebuild my house.
Yeah.
There's so many great organizations in the Twin Cities. I could like literally wax poetic for hours about how many great organizations there are. But a lot of organizations specifically around sports are geared towards kids, which is great.
Sure.
Wonderful. And there's a lot of women that also need help. Parents that need help to have somebody cover daycare so that they can go play in their soccer league.
Yes.
Or this woman who's like a grown adult, so we're like, oh, you've got it all figured out. And she was like, I can't go with my team because I have $250 that I have to pay for my insurance deductible because I had a house fire. And so we really wanted to expand what our grants could look like to be both for kids, which they are, but also for women that are adults or whatever age they happen to be that need assistance to be able to stay active, because we know staying active is obviously healthy for you physically, but the mental benefits are what we think so much about. And so, and it was also really important for us that especially in this time that we are in, and especially with the most recent news that we've been hearing about the attacks on trans athletes, that we create spaces and ways for trans folks and trans women in particular to be able to continue in sports. And so we've helped pay legal fees for a woman who's actually suing USA Hockey over their trans athletes policy.
Wow. Good for you.
So it's all it can look so many different ways. Like we have a 12U softball team in Anoka Ramsey who's all going to have matching helmets for the first time ever. The coach literally emailed me and was like, all my kids are wearing their brother's hand-me-down helmets, and they're like too big for their head. They're not the right color. Or they go to play it against sports and they get like the only neon pink helmet that they can find. So we bought helmets for a softball team. We paid legal fees for a trans athlete who's trying to stay in sports. We're helping a hockey program create a equipment library, because hockey's also a super expensive sport. And if you want to try hockey, like you're in it for like $300 just to get on the ice. And like if you're trying hockey, you're not going to spend $300 if you hate it. They want to create an equipment library so folks can just try hockey and not have to have the upfront cost of paying for all the equipment. So those are the kinds of things that we can do via the nonprofit.
No, it's just terrific. It's just terrific. For the podcast listeners, abaroftheirown.com, and they have a special page for a fund of their own. I just want to close with this. You talk about how your main goal in opening the bar was to create a place where people can gather. And you talk about a safe space, a fun space, a place for community. And I love this, and I am going to read this. I love this from your acceptance speech of the Special Merit Award for National Girls and Women's Sports Day. You said this: a bar of their own became a reflection of what happens when community decides to show up. Women athletes lead with connection. The community around women's sports mirrors that spirit. It's intentional, inclusive, and driven by people who refuse to accept inequality as the norm. Visibility creates possibilities. Yes, yes, and yes. And then you end with saying one of your favorite phrases is, community is a verb. Yes, yes, and yes. Thank you, Jillian. Thank you, Jillian, for making such an amazing community. Thank you, Jillian. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, that's our show for tonight. Thank you again to Jillian Hiscock. Can you come up on stage? Come up on stage. Oh, we've raised $6,000?
Yeah, you guys raised $6,000 tonight.
Wow! Wow! Thank you, everybody. And you know what? We haven't even given ours yet.
Yeah, I know.
Because I haven't had a chance to go back and do the thing. 6,000. That's what supposed to be 6,500, I guess. Oh, that's terrific. Thank you, Sarah Morris. Sarah Morris, come on out, please. Stephanie March, stay up here, please. And Treacy, come on up. And Treacy, come on up. Katie Eckeberger, come on up. Day Yang, please. Zippy Laske, Erica Cook, our captioner, and John Robinson, our engineer, and our incredible volunteers, Susanne Egli, Carolyn, Denton, and Doug Anderson. And thank you to our intrepid researcher, Marisa Helms. I hear whistles. I hear whistles. And Sara Erdman, thank you for taking our pictures. And thank you to the staff here at Critter Supper Club. I want to thank our sponsors for tonight, Carolyn David Larson, Michael Shannon Shelley Place, and Amy and Jeff Hill. And please continue to add to this number to support the Salt Cure Restaurant Recovery Fund. And don't forget, you can visit their website at thesaltcurefund.org, and you can visit our website and learn more about our shows at islandofdiscardedwomen.com. Thank you, everybody. That's it for tonight. I'm Sue Scott. Good night. Good night.